Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we are on the main account and we're gonna talk a little bit about the live arena. It's currently still in the beta phase, but I expect it to go live either this Friday or like early next week. And you know, I've tested it out for the first 3 days because I was, I'm in the beta. I'm fighting my, my way up, but it's a little bit tricky. It's not something that's going to be extremely easy for most people, but I'm just going to try and give you some. This might not be the best advice in the world, but I will tell you what I learned so far by doing the live arena. And one of the first things that I really want to mention is do not get discouraged if in the first fights you go up against somebody like me. Okay, so let's say you're somebody that's not level 100 already, that doesn't have, you might still be progressing. I'm gonna try mostly focus about mid, late, end game people. Maybe not end game because I'm not the best at end game arena. I do my best, but if you're somebody that's just progressing, just do your fights daily to, I guess, try and they might have some advanced quests around that, but just do whatever fights you can and do not be too much discouraged if you cannot compete in this, or like if you lose every single fight if you're if you're still early. But if you're somebody that's already at the point where maybe, I don't know, maybe you're already fighting in 3v3, you're, towards silver, towards gold, in the tiers where you already have more champions prepared for this, then you need to know who you should, focus on, who you should build for this if you want to try and do that. But it's a little bit complicated because arena is the part of the game that should not be mandatory for everyone. But unfortunately, it kind of is because, you know what? You have the Great Hall, the affinity bonus that's locked behind it, and then there's going to be the area bonuses that they're kind of hidden behind the arena. But if you're already building champions, if you have your dungeon stuff, your clan boss, your every other area of the game ready, the first things that I want to say is be careful when you start picking your champions, okay? Because it's really important to know who you should pick and what you should prepare for. So as a simple example, let's say I go into a fight. I'm not gonna do this now because I'm definitely gonna screw it up, but I guess what, let's just do it. Let me just do it and show you exactly what I mean. You might see some fights that are gonna look out of your league and you're gonna be like, oh, this is crazy. If you give it a little bit, like a few weeks, let's say, most of the Krakens or like endgame people should start progressing, and then you should be facing more and more people of your level once it's out. But when it comes to picking, one of the first things that I want to emphasize is that's something that maybe I've not seen yet other people mentioned, but be careful if you have blessings, what order you pick your people in. So for example, if you have lots of, if you have legendaries such as like, I don't know, I have my Duchess, I have my Warlord, I have my Ultimate Death Knight, they have Polymorph, make sure you try and pick them as one of the first ones, because as of this point, at least, at least at the point of the recording, you cannot adjust the order in which your champions are. So as an example, if you have somebody that has Polymorph, if somebody comes with a buff stripper in there and they try to strip, if your person has Polymorph is at the end, everybody else will be stripped before, the Polymorph has a chance to proc. So always try to keep them towards the front. Like, as an example, look at the opponent. They picked 2 people, both of them have Polymorph. So I'll be doing the same thing. I'm going to pick my Ultimate Death Knight, and then let's say I'm going to go with my Sifi. Another thing that's really important to keep in mind is make sure you have at least 2 revivers, guys. Make sure you have at least 2, not 2 revivers, even 2 revivers, but 2 nukers. Because if you go in a team, in a fight, and you only pick 1 nuker, and the enemy knows what they're doing, they will straight up ban your nuker, and then that's about it. You're kind of done, you're screwed, because unless you have, I don't know, some other ways of keeping them locked out, keeping them busy, and slowly taking away with A1 hits and stuff like that, you're never gonna win. It's just gonna be a long stall fight, and you do not want to go into a long stall fight because there's always gonna be bigger trolls out there. There's gonna be bigger trolls than you are. So as you see, the enemy picked 1 nuker so far in Stultus, and then like 3 supports. Double revive, which is a good thing. Same thing, I have double revivers. Now I have my last 2 slots, and I'm obviously going to be picking 2 nukers. Well, my best one for this one, they're not perfectly built yet, but my best ones are going to be Mortu Macab. I'm picking Mortu Macab because I see there's 3 AoE people, and then Rotos, because you know what, Rotos is gonna be one of the best, if not the best, for live arena. He can even survive even if you do not have a Sifi alongside him. Rotos is going to be pretty amazing. So they went with a Valkyrie in here. So what I will be doing is, because I see, again, this might be a nuke Valkyrie, And then there's a Stultus. I'm gonna keep Valkyrie because she's gonna do her shields. I'm gonna ban Stultus, okay? Because there's gonna be some AoEs. If they don't ban my Mortu, I'm still gonna be good. They did not ban my Mortu, so I should still be fine. And I'm not gonna pick my speed lead. I don't think I'm gonna pick my Mortu or my Duchess. I'm gonna pick my Ultimate Death Knight to get a little bit of tankiness, because what I will want in this fight is for me to, you know, get hit, my Mortimer Cup to get hit by the AoE champions and proc his Peril. If his Peril procs, I'm gonna straight up kill them. But after I finish this fight, I'm gonna try, I might not show you the whole of this fight, but after I finish this fight, I'm gonna show you a few champions that I feel would be really good for live arena, because from my point of view, picking champions that have a little bit of versatility, you know, that can be nukers, debuffers and stuff like that, might be the best way for you to go about with this one. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do this fight. I'm quite possibly gonna lose this because they're really tanky. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you a few champions that I'm talking about, so see you in a bit. Okay, I'm done. This fight took a lot longer than expected. 7 minutes, it was a slow, and, you know, it seems like, you know, this could actually be a good tactic, just bringing slow and tanky champions to the fight. So as an example from, you know, we have somebody in this team that can be versatile, and that's Valkyrie. Valkyrie is one of those champions that she can either be a nuker or she can just be an annoying, disrupting champion. Like, you know, if you see that the enemy team, like for example, if I would have picked Sif, I think I actually did pick Sif, I don't remember. Anyway, if somebody picks Sif, you can pick them, you know, you can pick a Valkyrie to disrupt their speed lead, but at the same time, the Valkyrie could be your nuker. Then another champion that comes into mind, actually I think I have him outside. So another champion that comes into mind that can be pretty versatile as well, and you know, you can throw the people off because they might not know what to do, and that's a Torment. Even though Torment is kind of like outside of the meta right now for arena, because, you know, immunity, untouchable, stone skins, block debuffs, there's so many ways to counter him, but at the same time, you know, if you're not fighting the top tier levels and you're fighting against people that have no other options but bringing arbiters and some other boosters and stuff like that, Torment could be good either as a stun champion, you know, build him in a stun set and he can be a good stun set, disrupting, because his passive, you know, his passive has a chance to freeze people when they get buffs, when they get the telemeter boosted and all that. Or you can have him built as a nuker, like I have mine. It's not the best build, you know, it can be a lot better, but you can have like mine built in a damage set. For example, mine is in Swift parry. You can have him either in Savage or some other stuff like that. So he's a good example. Obviously, one of the top tier nukers in the game, like I mentioned, for this one would be somebody like Rotos the Lost Groom. Mortimer Cup would be really amazing. There's a ton of like champions that I do not have myself, such as like Ragash from the Skinwalkers. He could be a really good one because he has a pretty interesting kit. You know, he can also, you know, he's tanky. First of all, he can bring his own increased defense, bring strength and increased speed. He does an AoE with stuns, decreased defense. He brings a lead, so, you know, he's pretty versatile. Another one that's going to be really amazing for that is Mighty Uko. If you build your Mighty Uko pretty well, you know, for example, the way to go is in a stun set. He's going to be good because he can bring stuns, he can remove buffs, since there's, you know, lots of stone skin going around. He also brings you the revive, so he's going to be another good option. Ultimate Death Knight, I feel like, is gonna be, you know, the sleeper OP that people might be like, yeah, I'm not gonna bring him. Trust me, bring him in there, because if your enemy tries to attack you with single target nukers, he's gonna be amazing. Even if, let's say, you fight against a Candrophon. Candrophon's second A1, you know, when he does the A1, then does a second hit if there's a buff, it still goes on Ultimate Death Knight. If you're attacked by somebody like Tranda, she does the first hit, the second hit counts as a single target hit, and again, that hit will go into him. I feel like even if you go against somebody like Mashal's, for example, Mashal's, when he puts the leech out there and does the A1, even though it's like kind of like an AoE, they count as a single hit, so they will all go into Ultimate Death Knight. Another champion that lots of people might have is Python. He brings you the revive, brings you the cleanse, block debuffs, lots of healing, good passive, so, you know, there's going to be plenty and plenty of champions that you can build out there that can be pretty interesting. Another one that's, you know, I've seen other content creators talk about is Romantu, if you do have a Romantu, you know. This is after quite a while, but there could be some funny ways where you might see a Romantu built to nuke, because Romantu can actually hit hard, but he's mostly used because of his A3, you know, buff strip and block active skills and all that. So, you know, there's so much that can be used, and so much that I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be a learning curve, you know, for me and for all of you guys out there. Even Mithrala, if you have her, obviously, Lydia can be good. There's so many good champions that can be used out there. It's just, you need to understand and be careful to think about the mechanics, like I said. If you have blessings such as Polymorph that you want to act and be higher in the order, make sure you pick those ones first. Then make sure you have at least 2 nukers, because if you don't have 2 nukers and one gets banned out, you know, if you only have one and that one gets banned out, you're gonna be kind of stuck. Then obviously try, if you can, bring at least 2 revivers for the same reason as the nukers. You know, if you only have one and that one reviver gets banned, and then the enemy team has a tanky team, and you know you don't have enough damage to kill it fast, if you start dropping, there's no way to revive yourself. So yeah, these are just a few tips that I wanted to bring to you. I wanted to mention. I'm still gonna try, you know, and learn more and more and more, and the more I'm gonna learn, the more I'm gonna try to share with you guys. But I hope this was a little bit helpful. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you do enjoy my content, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye guys.